Hi, this is Mark. I'm still on my van travels, although I haven't been traveling too much. I've been in Ventura, California, waiting for the snow to melt, and then I'm going. My daughter's going to be up in Tahoe for a month, so I'm going to go up there, and then I'm going to go to Mount Shasta. So I'll have a lot more videos to take, but I wanted to show you where a little bit about where I am. Maybe you can see it. That right there is Point Dume, which is south of me. That Point Dume where it says Malibu and the red thing still catches all these sailboats. They crash into Point Dume. That's why it's named that. But it's still, to this day, people, fall asleep because the tide there. And I've been around. I had a sailboat years ago that I sailed all through this area, and this thing is like the tides have a magnet for it. And anyway, so it's just gnarly up here when you get, and then let's see. So then this is Point Hueneme. This is where we are. This beach right here is Silver Strand. That's where I used to live. That's where they had big giant surf. The first time I saw it was probably like 12, 15 feet, and all along this beach were about 100 professional surf photographers filming all the pro surfers. Go back out a little bit so you can kind of see where we're at. Then as you go down, that's Ventura, and then this is Rincon. You can see Rincon, which also gets huge, really super long rights that just go hundreds of yards sometimes when it gets big. Then you go up a little bit more, and then there's Santa Barbara. And then you go up to, and then when you go back up here, you go to Point Conception, which is also, Point Conception is where this ocean and then the northern side, all the way up California, completely changes. See this big line right here in the tide? That's where the two oceans meet. So everybody told me when I was on my sailboat, for sure don't go past this point, because this whole thing right here all the way up north is super rough and gnarly. And I only had a 30-foot sailboat, so I made sure not to go past it. But I wanted to also show you these. From Hollywood Beach, which I showed you a couple days ago, which is Hollywood Beach is like right around here. I showed you these islands. So this right here is Anacapa Island, but see this red part? That's where it's restricted. You can't get, the only thing you can get from the restricted areas in some places is lobster, because they reproduce really quickly. But all these points here, you can't fish in anymore, and so the giant sea bass grow in there that can get to 800 pounds. They're big enough to eat a man. And you might not believe me, but I've seen them. I saw one hanging off of Catalina Island, off a boat hoist that was as big as a Boston whaler. This island here, Santa Cruz, is where all the Indians used to live, and then they'd paddle all the way down into the shore. So there's all kinds of stuff in here that's all has to do with I think they're Chumash Indians. And then this all these are places where you can't fish. So the fish in here are just getting giant size. There's like, it's just phenomenal. And then these islands here are a little bit harder to get to on a sailboat, but the beaches are just like Hawaii. These beaches right here are just like Hawaii. Beautiful. Anyway, so here's a little, maybe you can read all this stuff if you're interested. Might be going too fast.
Oh, really? That's great.
And then here's some of the, this is one of the fish. So that's the huge big lobsters that are here. They have lobster boats all over the marina here in Channel Islands Harbor. And that's one of the giant sea bass. It doesn't do it justice because it's really literally, the guy I talked to he was a diver. His whole legs up to his waist was engulfed by a giant sea bass, and he shot it with a spear gun and brought it in. It was bigger than his Boston whaler. People don't believe me. Even my relatives don't believe me. They think it's a big fish story. And that this is the backside of Santa Cruz. So people can go out there and they have big boats that take a bunch of kayakers out there, and there's a diver. Anyway, that should do it. Hopefully you'll stay in touch, watch my thing, because next month I'm going to start going up to Tahoe, which is a really beautiful big place in Monotson, California. And go take some videos up there. I don't know if it'll be, if the lakes are still frozen. Hopefully I'll be able to fly fish up there. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway. Here's all the people that have gone, all those trucks and all their trailers are all launching to go to the islands to go fish, because right now it's a really huge, big halibut run. Anyway, have fun. Thanks for watching. Again, if you've click the like button and subscribe, it does something to the algorithm, and maybe it'll eventually start paying for my trips. Who knows? I don't know. This is the backside of the Channel Islands. Channel Islands Harbor. Those apartments that you see right there and condos go for, if you wanted to rent one, they go for $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but they come with a slip, so it's kind of cool. Anyway.